the past year, the BWI and its affiliates have been in the front lines to ensure decent work, safe working conditions, living wage, and labor rights. BWI affiliates have been engaged in strategic organizing campaigns targeting multinational companies, infrastructure projects funded by IFIs, migrant workers, women, and young workers, resulting in over 130,000 workers joining trade unions through the support of BWI. In the cement sector, BWI unions continue to implement the action plan developed at the Panama Global Cement Conference. Last year, meetings of the World Union Network for Heidelberg and the World Union Network for Lafarge-Holcim took place. This April, Lafarge-Holcim unions conducted a day of action on health and safety, and in May, BWI, Industrial, and the EWC representatives leafleted the shareholders outside at the Lafarge-Holcim AGM and spoke inside the meeting. In May, the BWI coordinated a series of events highlighting decent work, safety and health, and inclusion of ILO core conventions, including 87 and 98 in forest certification. BWI wood and forest unions from 15 countries actively participated at the ILO sectoral meeting on decent work and safety and health in forestry and at the 2019 FSC Labor Solutions Forum. This April 28th, BWI affiliates reminded everyone again, remember the dead, fight for the living. As BWI trade unions organized over 100 activities, including meetings, safety inspections, trainings, public demonstrations, and rallies, as well as lobbying governments and employers to do more to prevent workplace deaths, injuries, and ill health caused by dangerous working conditions. On International Women's Day, using the theme of Stop Gender-Based Violence, women shared her stories of sexual harassment, discrimination, and violence. In addition, BWI affiliates organized on the streets, at the work sites, and in the communities to stop gender-based violence. These testimonies and actions were widely covered on BWI's website and social media, drawing over 3,000 web hits and 40,000 outreaches via BWI at Work Facebook. This year, the BWI once again produced the BWI Women's Calendar featuring 12 women trade union activists fighting to stop gender-based violence. In Sarajevo, women trade union representatives highlighted case studies in organizing and campaigning for gender equality. The youth is the future of the trade union movement, and young activists representing over 30 BWI affiliates from 25 countries met in Amsterdam for the first global Young Activists Network Academy hosted by FNV to network, strategize, and develop the BWI Global Youth Action Plan.
Bossa! Bossa! Bossa!
Prior to the Global Academy, young trade unions from 15 European countries also met in Stockholm for the first European Youth Assembly hosted by the Swedish unions. After an arduous process, the Global Compact on Migration was finally adopted in Marrakesh, Morocco last December. On the road to Marrakesh, the BWI and its affiliates actively participated in the entire GCM process, from its inception to the regional and thematic consultations, as well as the stock-taking meeting in Mexico and the intergovernmental negotiations at the UN in New York. In Morocco, the BWI also participated in the Global Forum for Migration and Development, the Intergovernmental Conference on the Global Compact, and the Global Unions Forum on Migration, where the Global Unions Migration Manifesto was adopted. In September 2018, an international BWI delegation visited Tokyo, Japan, to investigate the working conditions faced by workers in the construction of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic facilities. During the mission, the BWI also conducted a forum for decent work at Tokyo 2020. In May, the BWI released a report entitled The Dark Side of 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. The report detailed the findings of consultations the BWI conducted with its Japanese affiliate Zenkin Soren, with workers working at the Tokyo 2020 sites. The report, which was covered widely by the international media, pointed out there was a pervasive culture of fear, where workers feared they would be reprimanded or lose their jobs if they complained. The BWI is calling on the IOC to intervene immediately to urge Togo to implement the report's recommendations, including conducting joint safety labor inspections. Since last June, the BWI has conducted 5 joint safety inspections of 2022 World Cup stadium sites in Qatar, participated in 6 Workers' Welfare Forum meetings, and conducted 1 training for Workers' Welfare Forum representatives. Last October, the FIFA Human Rights Advisory Board held its meeting in Qatar. They witnessed firsthand BWI's work in engaging Workers' Welfare Forum representatives. The BWI also signed an agreement with the Qatari Ministry of ALSA to work together on wage protection, labor inspection, safety and health, and establishment of joint committees. The BWI continues to be active on the ground in outreaching and organizing migrant workers. In the past year, at least 5,000 migrant workers have participated in BWI-sponsored activities in Qatar. The BWI has also been actively supporting migrant workers in distress. In the past year, we have settled 73 cases, mostly involving non-payment of wages. To date, we have assisted workers obtain at least 1 million Swiss francs in back wages and benefits. In January of this year, the BWI and its French affiliates participated in a joint audit of the QDVC Vinci operations in Qatar. The highlight of the audit was to witness firsthand the election of the 12 Workers' Welfare Committee representatives. A full detailed report of the audit was released in March, and it was widely covered in various media outlets in France, Qatar, and India. Global solidarity is one of the fundamental principles of the international trade union movement, and BWI affiliates show this every day by supporting workers at the Suez Cement in Egypt, workers at Wendt in the United States, and workers at West Mebane in Cambodia. Also by calling to stop the crackdown of trade unions in Zimbabwe and supporting the general strike in Italy. The BWI also called for the release of footballer Hakeem Al-Albi. Despite the successes and achievements of the past year, we can never let our guard down. Trade unions and working people continue to face enormous challenges, ranging from anti-union employers, neoliberal and austerity measures, and right-wing political parties and movements espousing hatred. We must remain vigilant, united, and strong. We will fight and we will win. We are BWI. We are the global trade union movement.
Solidarity forever!
Aman la! Aman la!